Banner, physician, scientist, searching for a way to tap into the hidden strengths that all humans have. Then an accidental overdose of gamma radiation alters his body chemistry. And now when David Banner grows angry or outraged, a startling metamorphosis occurs.
Hello everyone, thanks so much for joining me here today as we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, comic books. My name is Jose. I love comic books. I love talking about them. I love sharing them with you. Feel free to follow me on social media if you would like. Links are in the description below. I've also posted a link to the Marvel database for this story with plot synopsis and character bios. You can check that out if you so wish. So we are looking at The Incredible Hulk 339 from 1987 by Peter David and Todd McFarlane. I'm hoping to do all of Peter David's run. This is his early run. Todd McFarlane is about to become a superstar. He's quickly his evolution on the Hulk. He does not do this cover, but boy does he take over with the next issue, and things just are gonna go crazy starting in 340, and Todd McFarlane is cemented as one of the greatest, most influential comic book artists of all time. But at this time, he couldn't even do the cover because, it wasn't, he still wasn't a household name. They thought this guy was better, but trust me, that changes next issue. So, child abuse. I swear, no father should have to take this kind of abuse from his child. What's the score now, Alex? 35,000 or 3,500 to 50. That's it for video game squirt. Does that mean we can go to that carnival that opened outside of town? Maybe tomorrow, Alex. I've got work to do. But Dad. So, I think I'll change my name to But Dad. I hear it so often. Can I at least come down to work with you? I don't see why not. By the way, Alex, you been feeling okay lately? You've been sweating a lot. Never better, Dad. So, we have already kind of a weird thing going. He's got like a secret compartment there. So, I want to go to the fun house now. So there, yeah. Shut up, Sparky. You're drowning out the whole carnival. Now, get down here this instant, young man, and stop sticking your tongue out. And so, this kid's being a brat to his dad. And here comes Bruce Banner. Excuse me, young man. You're really giving your father there a pretty hard time, and parents have it tough enough. And, without their sons throwing tantrums and making funny faces. Come on, why don't you? And he kicks Bruce Banner in the shin, and look at the mirror. The kid just, yeah, and Banner, So, and we get this amazing splash page here, just with the Hulk. And golly, McFarlane was really starting to turn things around. Why don't you make some funny faces, you wimp, as the dad just, so Native Son, Peter David's writer, Todd McFarlane is the penciler. Starting next issue, for a couple issues, Todd McFarlane will be the sole inker. Like I said, McFarlane is going to become a superstar. So, hey, Bruce, you had him eating out of the palm of your hands. Your sense of humor is poorly timed, Rick. So Rick continues. Line up, Bruce. Parents are overrated. I can't even remember mine. And look how great I turned out. And this kid's like, the dad's like, I'm going to take you home and use your head for a soccer ball. And the kid's like, you're bluffing. And the dad's like, you wish. Nowadays, it's all empty threats because of... he sticks his tongue out. But trust me, in the 80s, parents still whip their kids. So, all right. And Clay goes, frankly, Bruce, I'm a little surprised to hear you stick up so vehemently for fathers. Shield's records indicate that your dad was certainly no prize package. And Bruce is like, my father was sick man, Clay. Under the circumstances, he did the best he could. And frankly, I think you're out of line discussing it. He's holding Felix the cat, and there's a reason for that. And if you check out the internet, you'll see why Todd McFarlane put Felix the cat in so many places. The best he could, Bruce. That man beat you repeatedly, and he abused your mother. Hey, Clay, man, calm down. You're choking Felix there. I said you were out of line, Clay, and I mean it. This discussion is pointless. And see Bruce getting upset. What's past is past, and there's no use dwelling on it. Whatever demons drove my father went with him to his grave, and it's pointless dredging them up now. I'll see you back in the van. I think I've had enough fun for one day. So, maybe his father's demons are gone, but I think Bruce Banner's father gave Bruce some demons of his own. So, Rick is like, what you saying, Clay? I'm saying that Bruce Banner was a victim of his violence, and maybe, just maybe, the Hulk is a direct result of that abuse. You know, Clay, if you get any deeper, you'll be a creator. Where'd you learn all this stuff about Bruce? Shield files, there's all sorts of valuable information there, and maybe it can help us. We've been here in Boulder for 3 days. It's clear Bruce's wife Betty and her friend Ramon aren't around, and more importantly, we still have no idea where the gamma bombs are being stockpiled. How did you find, back in the 80s, particularly with no GPS, no phones, no nothing? How the hell do you find someone in a city the size of Boulder? Boulder may not be particularly huge, but it's still pretty big. So, I love this little guy here in the Ferris wheel with the wallet I lifted tonight. I lifted weed out tonight. So, and of course we got Betty and Ramon here. Well, you're looking good, babe. Drop a few pounds, did ya? Pretty soon you'll be looking as good as Vanna there. Terrific. Look, Ramon, I'm feeling sick again. What's with you, Betty? You've been sick ever since we left Boulder. What's your problem? Nothing a shower can't fix. Fine, have a party. And so the guy's watching Wheel of Fortune. So it's becoming night, and of course, Hulk, during this time, he changes into the Hulk at night, and we have a really good, just boom, 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 boom. Love it. Well, what are you staring at, Jones? Why are we still in this useless burg anyway? Betty's nowhere around here. You think I got all year? And Rick's like, don't worry, Hulk. We're leaving tonight after we get some information we need. But I was wondering, which is more important to you? Finding the gamma bombs that we found out the government stockpiling, or finding Betty who ran out on you? What kind of stupid question is that? The bombs, of course. I don't give a flying fig about Banner's simpering wife. And so, Rick Jones says, yeah, so how come the first thing you started talking about was Betty, the same way she's Bruce's main concern? You know, I'm starting to think that Clay is right. You're no different from Puny Banner. I think you, as you like to think, you're everything he bottles up, not just anger, but other stuff like jealousy, passion. And Hulk grabbed this tree, and I love this panel, all black except for just a little bit of the Hulk's face. Jones, get out of my face! And as he hurls the tree at him. It's kind of funny that he gets the roots and everything, but the tree would have snapped. And Rick's like, last time I psychoanalyzed the Hulk, geez, I'm glad I didn't bring up his dad like Clay did this afternoon. Maybe Bruce forgave his dad, but I'll bet you the Hulk sure hasn't. So they stop at a 7-Eleven to buy Slurpees and sandwiches and all that. Well, you boys must be hungry, says the cashier. Actually, it's not for us. We got the Hulk sitting in the van, and he's really starved. haha, you boys are great kidders. And Rick's like, aren't we? So, all right. And so there's a holographic image to make it look like a regular vehicle. So, or a van, a regular van. So, Clay's like, we're starting to run low on money. I'm getting worried. Don't worry your little brain, Quartermain. Money's no problem when I'm around. What do you mean by that, Hulk? You can't just knock over a banker. I can knock over anything I want, Jones. So, or anyone. You got a problem with that, punk? As he uh, just taps him. Of course, it hurts. Didn't think so. Okay, Quartermain. Now what? You're the big brain super spy. How do we find? And he was gonna say Betty. The gamma bombs. We gotta find them and get rid of them. The last thing I need is the thought of a few hundred Hulks running around. And so I went to enough trouble getting rid of the Hulk that Jones kept turning into. And Clay says, I've been giving it a lot of thought, Hulk. I think I've come up with something. By the way, any Slurpees left? And so a few minutes later, it's a Shield safe house. Like any good spy organization, Shield has safe houses scattered throughout the country in every city of any size. And like any good operative, or should I say ex-operative, I know where they all are. And Hulk says, and how many guys you think we'll run into? Not that it matters. Of course, probably only one or two. Boulder, Colorado isn't exactly a hub, but it should still have the equipment we need to tap into the Shield mainframe and get all the information we want. Can it get us to Sandal Bergman's phone number? Climb up, Jones. And I don't know who that is. It must have been you. Um, Peter David inserts a lot of humor into it, but some of it is dated humor, meaning it's you have to be relevant with the stuff for that stuff. Um so this guy's running up the stairs. If I'm going to keep being late for speeches, I'm going to have to drop about 20 pounds or 20 years, says the general there. And he trips in the steps. Why does every blasted building in Washington, D.C. have 3 million steps? And this guy here comes. Let me help you, General, before your notes are all over the city. Much obliged. The wind can be very... And suddenly he gets touched. You can see vicious. Yes, very vicious. It blew the wrong way for another operative of mine named Half-Life. And it turns out that this person, I have a playlist, so feel free to, if you've missed anything and need to know what's going on. It turns out that this was the leader the whole time. Let us hope it blows better than you, General. Allow me to introduce myself. I am called the leader, and I wish to know all there is to know about the Gamma Bomb project. So, and so now we're in Boulder again, in that Shield safe house. That's that basement there. So once again, he says, "How are you feeling, Alex?" And the kid's like, "You're always asking me that lately, Dad. How come?" He goes, "Because I'm an overprotective father. When you are 40 years old, I'll be calling you to make sure you're wearing your galoshes, if it." And then he pauses. Uh-oh, someone's broken upstairs. Should we call the cops, Dad? I doubt if it's anything I can't handle, Alex. You stay put. So he goes to look, and suddenly the Hulk nabs him. Of course, he shoots because he probably doesn't realize that it's the Hulk. But great panel here. McFarlane's pencils are really going to it's just so cool. And here he goes, and he's like, ouch. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. McFarlane is so flippin' good. I love his Hulk. Just absolutely adore his Hulk. And here he grabs the guy's hand, and of course he screams in pain. And here comes Rick. He says, Hulk, let go of his hand now, would you? Your lectures are really starting to bug me, Jones. You think you're my father or something? Absolutely not. Then butt out, says the Hulk. Great. Look at this brow. When I draw Hulk, I give him this huge brow as well. Look at that brow. Oh my goodness gracious. Part of why Hulk gets like that is McFarlane wanted to show him more as the skin of an elephant / rhinoceros. So he wanted to do all these ticks on him. So Clay goes, they thought you were somewhere in Texas, you turncoat. They thought wrong. What's your computer access code? No way, Quarterman. Tell me or I'll have the Hulk ask you. And so down in the basement, Dad, get back down here. I'm sweating like anything, and my hands are. Dad, what's happening to me? I'm scared. You can see the kid's hands are starting to glow. He's got power. Rick, let me take the lead. I know how these shield safe houses are laid out. So, wow, I can't get over how huge this place is underground, especially when you compare it to the joint overhead. Look how big the Hulk is. Just a hulking brute. Some people just... The reason I love McFarlane's Hulk isn't just because I love Todd McFarlane, which I do, is his Hulk looks like a brute. And a lot of people don't do that. Part of, I think, what made Immortal Hulk so good and so... is it was different, and the Hulk just looked like a brute. Also, the artist, and I forget his name, also gave him a huge brow. And so, well, here's the main computer, folks. Folks. It'll take a while to enter the file since I can't access my shield code. Yeah, we don't want the big guys to know we're here. And then a little short while later, Hulk's getting impatient. You can see him kind of slamming this thing and knocking it. Well, Mr. Wizard, are we in yet? And Clay's like, we're working on it. And of course, the kid sees this. Watch McFarlane's, it's starting to really click. Like I said, when he starts inking himself, it just explodes. So the kid's like, holy cow, who are those guys? And what's that? That thing they got with them. I think he says goth, like little kids. And then, of course, he sees his dad, and he's like, oh no, Dad, help me. And this little thing explodes. Hulk's like, did you hear something? Again, look at that brow. Clay's like, shh, I'm busy screwing this up. It won't let me in. It won't tell me a thing about the gamma bombs. The computer is resisting my attempt to enter that file. Oh, sorry. I think it went here to here to here. Well, since this won't be a total loss, let's see if I can access Betty's charge card records. Bingo. According to this, she flew out of Denver Airport to New Orleans, Louisiana. And here, what was his name? I forgot. Anyway, woman's gonna look like a prune if she don't come out of that shower. Let's get moving, Clay, before more SHIELD guys show up. They better not, or I'll give them what I gave that guy upstairs. As he pounds in it. Again, very brutish, hulking. I mean, many people draw Hulk kind of just like a big strong man. And very few just draw this proportionate. Look where McFarlane puts his neck, or his face. Doesn't give him a neck, just and puts his head. I said face. My apologies. And puts his head down. I mean, he always looks so imposing. It just very few people just continue with this, and most of them just draw the big strong man. So the little kid shows up and he's like, "Where's my dad? Take me to him right now." Well, so that's where the little shield agents come from. "Hey kid, father ain't worth crying about. I did you a favor, pal." So, "What'd you do to him? What'd you do?" says the kid. You can see his hands are glowing here. "Hulk, watch it, his hands. For the last time, Jones, butt out. He's just a kid. What could he do against?" And then he doesn't complete his sentences because the kid just levels the Hulk. Just very cool. Um, Hulk just screams in pain and just starts smashing stuff. And the kid's like, "I didn't mean to do that." "Yeah, well, just go off and find the Hulk and tell him you're sorry. Bye." So, "Wait, come back, bring my dad." And he ends up shooting Clay and Rick. He can stop this. "Where's my dad? Come back. Clay, the Hulk went this way." You can see because of all the... I suggest we do the same. This is how Todd... everybody has all these little quirks of how they kind of do things over. John Romita also has them with showing people. They all sort of run the same, and McFarlane does the same thing. When he shows people, they all sort of run the same. So, who was this kid anyway? I feel like I'm trapped in a Stephen King novel. His code name's Ashcan, real name Alex Woolcott. I read the files when it happened a few months ago, but I didn't realize they brought him here. When what happened? Alex's father, horribly abusive man, but great scientist, created some sort of incineration ray. Alex had an accident with it, absorbed its properties, and wound up incinerating his own dad. What? And he's like, shut up and listen, as the kid's just kind of going through. Alex hooked up with Spider-Man, who tried to protect him, but some S.H.I.E.L.D. field commander overreacted and made things worse. He shot the kid with heavy-duty tranks, meaning tranquilizer, while another marksman, to play it safe, shot him with the real bullets. The bullets went straight through, hitting non-vital. Thank heavens. The tranquilizer stayed in, put him out like a light. And so there's a little thing here. This would happen in Peter Parker's Spider-Man, number 118. I have not covered that, but I am covering Spider-Man, but I haven't gotten into the black costume at this time. So S.H.I.E.L.D. took the kid, left Spider-Man and everything else, thinking the boy was dead. Nick Fury took the kid under S.H.I.E.L.D.'s wings and fired the overzealous agent. Problem was, mentally, the kid was a basket case from everything that had happened. Couldn't remember how to tie his own shoes or anything less. By the way, Peter David was writing the Spectacular Spider-Man during that time, so Peter David is sort of bringing in his own, what would we say? Kind of like putting everything back. So Peter David, I believe, was the writer of Peter Parker during that time. So S.H.I.E.L.D. created a calm setting for him, complete with fake father, in hopes of trying to bring him back to some balance of sanity, try to make up for what we did to him. But with this power of his back, the kid's probably more scared than we are. So, and this would technically be McFarlane's very first Spider-Man. And so he shoots his thing and he goes, then again, maybe not. Wait, don't run away. I don't want to hurt you. Everything's all confused. I can't. Help me, please. And right on cue comes the one person to make things worse, because here comes the Hulk. And so, and there's not a mark on him. How? And then Rick's trying to hold him back. Yeah. Bruce, don't hold it. Don't hurt him. Call me that again and I'll hurt you. He's a scared, abused kid, just like you, like Bruce used to be. Yeah, well, Bruce hearts would bleed for him. Again, look at the brow. Just absolutely awesome. Goodness. I just love what McFarlane's becoming. Again, look at the brute. Which is what Hulk really should be. Check out the Immortal Hulk, because that's the next guy that I think does the next best job at creating this brutish like Hulk. So anyway, the Hulk continues here. But that little punk nearly fried me, and nobody does that to the Hulk. Nobody, he screams out. I see you hiding there, you little. And though he comes in there and hears stuff, and he's like, whoa. And so Clay and Rick decide to run after him. They went around that corner. What's that sound? Metal ripping. Hulk must be tearing the place up. Reminding him he's Bruce Banner inside didn't help Dr. Freud. And you can see this big crunch. Hey, you were the one who started it. Oh, man, we'll never get past that. This whole thing's been a disaster. The only good thing to come out of it is we know where Betty is now. So, Ramon, hey, I remembered his name. Ramon knocks on the door. Betty, come on, this isn't funny. Betty, I'm coming in now. And so he busts open the bathroom door. Betty, where are you? And Betty is gone. So back in Boulder, he leaves, and so there's that carnival that was from the beginning. At the tree. So, Hulk comes out of the ground here. The little punk can't be far ahead of me. Figures people as squirrely as S.H.I.E.L.D. would have their exits in trees. Look at this. Look at that brow. Look at just... It's one of the best Hulks out there. I understand that Dale Keown, but Dale's Keown Hulk, that was a different version. That was a more clean looking. I mean, so Hulk has had Gary Frank, Dale Keown, John Byrne with a short run, Dale McGuinness, or not Dale, I forgot his name, Ed McGuinness. There's been quite a few people, Mark Sylvester, but a lot of people, like I said, just draw a big, strong man. They don't draw a brute, and that is what makes this Hulk way better looking for me, because to me that's what the Hulk is supposed to be, this savage, this brute, and McFarlane just does it, I think, better than a lot of people do. So that carnival from before, that must be where he's hiding. Oh, I hope little Sparky's still around. Where are you, you flash-fingered freak? He lands in there. So, of course, all the Felix the Cats in here. So he sees Hulk coming after him, and he fires at him. And so the kid's going to run into that fun house, and the Hulk's going to go after him. Hulk's not impressed, of course. Smashes all these mirrors, and he finally, look at how imposing and menacing is, and showing the kid just kind of being frightened. He's hoping, he says, where's my dad? He'll save me. Please don't hurt me. Should have thought of that sooner. Come here. And he grabs the kid. But as he grabs the kid and the kid starts to cry, Bruce sort of sees himself. Now, this isn't what his father looked like, but that's all right. Todd McFarlane probably didn't do his homework on what Bruce's dad looked like, but so let's just say he imagines his dad, and the kid's just crying. Hulk, you can see it here as he sees his dad. Now he just feels terrible. No, no, it's okay. It's gonna be okay. It's okay. So, all right. So, um, we got Clay, Rick, and the guy that's supposed to be the dad here. Okay, we get into the van and track them down. If anything happens to that boy, I'll kill you both. You mean more than has already happened? And suddenly, you can tell the Hulk's great panel just smashed with the door coming through. How awesome! Just McFarlane is very clever. I truly wish to God he would still draw. I truly, truly, truly wish that so much. And so we don't have too much left, so let's see if we can wrap this up here. Kid's like, "Hi, Dad. The Hulk said I could go with him, and that if you didn't like it, we could. What was that word again? Level the place," says Hulk. "Yeah, that's right. Level the place." And Rick's like, "Hulk, are you crazy? First, I'm worried that you've killed him, and instead, you've got a protege now. 2 minutes with you, and he's already talking like Mr. T. I don't want to think what even a week with you could do to him." And so Hulk, just again, look how he makes him. Part of how McFarlane makes him so big is that he makes the panels smaller, just so that he looks even bigger. So Hulk is like, "This place may not be much, but it's the closest thing to normalcy he's got. He's got to stay here." "Really? Or what, Jones?" as he points at him. "Or I'll leave. Me and Clay. You and Alex trash the place and go off on your own. And when you're just Bruce Banner and Shield is tired and hungry, oh, sorry, and when Alex is tired and hungry, then Shield will catch up and they'll just finish you. You threatened to punish me, Jones? Is that the idea?" And the kid's like, "No, Hulk, it's okay. I've decided to stay here, at least for a while. I'm not ready for the outside world yet. I don't want to hurt some innocent person. And sure, I can't bring myself to face my mom yet. And besides, weird as it sounds, I think my dad here really likes me. He'll make things okay for me, won't you, Dad?" And he goes, "Of course. And if you, and he kind of pauses, says, "Son, and if you don't, I'll find you wherever you go." Again, look, even though it's a small panel, look at how Hulk is drawn. Again, look at the head, no neck, the head is lower. So they leave, and so, "Come on, Dad, that they're gone. Let's get you to the hospital for that hand." "Absolutely, Alex, just as soon as I contact my boss." "What was that?" "Oh, nothing, Alex, just reflex. I thought we could come to an understanding, Dad. Now, about my allowance." I love the sequence. Just one big panel and then just draw everything within that panel here. And then I love the silhouettes. And so we're at the last page now. "Hulk, I wanted to ask you, what made you stop? I mean, not that I'm knocking it, but you stopped from hurting him." And again, look how hulking he looks. And he goes, "None of your business, Jones. You wouldn't understand anyway." And he sits here, kind of, again, look at how imposing he makes him look. Again, the head, he puts him down, the shoulders are above, sort of apish, brutish. So, it's probably better off we left the kid behind. I know how you've said that being around me brings out people and brings out things in some people they'd rather forget they had in them. Well, being near that kid brought out things in me that I'd rather forget. But you never forget Rick. Never. Love the moon. It's not full. It's not crescent. What is this? A gibbous? What? But I like it. And Rick Jones says, "He called me Rick." So, are you ready for what's next issue? I sure am. And we've all seen this cover. We all know who this is. We all know what McFarlane will start inking himself. This issue is the one. McFarlane really becomes a superstar with this coming issue. So, we all see who's next. So, get ready for next week, because Wolverine's coming with one of the best covers of all time, and the issue that I believe puts Todd McFarlane clearly as a superstar. So, Hulk 339, Peter David and Todd McFarlane. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you like the visuals. I hope you really enjoy McFarlane, because unfortunately he doesn't stick around too much longer after this. But let's just enjoy these issues for what they are going to be. Like and subscribe, and thanks for listening. Goodbye.